The minute people start loving you, they think you should do what they want. There's something really fundamental about relationships that I'm getting at here. And it's a question of whether we're going into a relationship to be more of who we are or not. And that might seem like a contradiction in terms, because many people frame relationships in the context of compromise. Now that I'm with someone, I can't be so this or that. And some of that sort of conventional wisdom is helpful if our lives do become better. If we're drinking all the time, for instance, and we stop doing that and we feel better, then that's positive. But this idea of compromise, I think, is actually not a helpful way to look at relationships. The idea of compromise is a transactional idea. It's like, well, I want this and you want that, and we're at loggerheads and we can't both have it. So what if I give you a little bit of this and you'll give me a little bit of that? And then we'll write it down in a ledger and keep track. I know we don't normally do that, hopefully, but that's the notion. That's the notion many people have about how a relationship is supposed to work. But if you're looking for real love and your true self, then that won't work in a relationship. And you can have both. You can have a relationship with real love where you are actually blooming in it more than if you were by yourself. But to do this, you must grant freedom to both yourself and the other person. You are not the project of your partner, nor is your partner your project. Real love can really only grow out of freedom. Because if I'm quote unquote loving you because I'm supposed to, or you demand it, or I owe it to you, how is that love? Love is a flower that grows up naturally from the soil of freedom. How can it be love if I'm not free not to love you? If it's not really coming from my authentic self, but is being squeezed out of me. It's not that we don't communicate. It's very important to say what we want and what we prefer and when we get angry. The key point is, once those are stated honestly, the key point is that the other person is free to respond as they want. If I have an opportunity to hear what my partner prefers, then I have a choice whether and when to give that. Not because they demand it, but because I want them to be happy, and it makes me happy to see them happy. And my happiness is amplified. When I do something now, it's making two people happy. But it has to be a choice. And this is the responsibility of each person in the relationship, to take responsibility for honest expression and then grant the other person the freedom to respond when and how they want to. If you can start doing that, something really deeply beautiful can grow. You start feeling like it's not even a question of the other person and you. There's not a distinction between loving yourself and loving the other person. And indeed, the greatest gift you can offer is your authentic self. And as you can hear, my neighbor's dog lustfully agrees.